Travis Wayne Goodsell. Alright, well, the first video of my attempted ex-Mormon files failed. We'll still keep trying, as it's the analytical program that's causing the majority of the failure. I only put the video in one playlist. That's also a part of it. So we'll see what can be done. This one is more of an introduction than the first one, because PBS News necessitated the starting of it, so I used that one as the first episode. So for this one, it's pretty much an introduction. The majority of us, the majority of you, I left after, but I am the cause of the first Exodus. The first Exodus came from 2012, when the local news channels were recognizing that the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints was losing membership in mass quantities. And Jenkins, is it Bruce? No, that's the judge. Or is it a Jenkins also from the 70s? Jensen? Bruce Jensen? Maybe. Was the one who was interviewed and said that the active membership of the church is probably around 5 million. And of course he has to make his fish a bigger story. And so as I did my figures after learning of that, and it was back in 2018, I think I did the video. Maybe 19. Probably again in 19. I estimated, according to the number of stakes, that the membership is way overblown and justifies only about 3 million active membership spread out throughout the world. Though yes, I did receive some hate comments on my videos saying that, well, my ward is overflowing. It doesn't matter. there's tens of thousands of stakes and wards around the world. Have you gone to each and every single one of them? Yeah, I don't think so. You went to a specific mission, yes, but not recently. So, Mormon leaks also revealed that sacrament meeting attendance in Central America is next to nil. That's why Nelson went and did his world trip, is he was specifically targeting places in the world that were low on membership attendance at sacrament meeting. And thus his campaign was, go back to church. Attend sacrament. But if you don't know all of the facts, you're just going to see Nelson going on his trip as, you know, oh, okay, he's a prophet, he's going around the world talking to people, blah, blah, blah. No, there's a purpose and a point to why he did what he did. He was hoping to generate more church attendance. And so, why do we leave? The Gospel Topics essays was the main cause in 2012. Even though people who were polled by the church said, no, I haven't seen it. No, I don't know what it is. Those were just the active members who were polled. And that's probably why they're sticking with the church, is because they don't want to find out the truth like we did. And so for the majority of you, most likely have left either directly from the Gospel Topics essays or from those who left because of the Gospel Topics essays, such as Jeremy Reynolds, John DeLynn. Others have done videos on the Gospel Topics essays, and have done their own thing with that. CES letter is part of that. And so the cause that I was involved with was in 1998. I came to the church and said, hey, Joseph Smith is a translator. I deciphered Paleo-Hebrew. And they tried to excommunicate me. They failed. Nonetheless, in response, they had me removed from society, indefinitely detained as a terror threat. Because under the Patriot Act, Utah saw that as a great opportunity to lock up critics of the church. And all I was doing was petitioning for a redress of grievances. You know, the First Amendment thing. And so I was locked up during their uploading of the Gospel Topics essays on their website. But when I got out, and I wasn't supposed to, but nonetheless I got out, they had one translation in Historicity of the Book of Abraham. Read over that and saw John Gee's work in it. It was his writing. He did that article. But church approved it, and in it they claimed Joseph Smith is not a translator. That was their response to me, to keep you guys from knowing what I knew. And as a result, many people left because Joseph Smith, they believed, was not a translator. He's a fraud. Oh no, the church isn't true if he can't be a translator. Others left for polygamy. Others left for racism. But everybody left active membership for one reason or another. And if you understand membership in the church, it's not having a say in the church. You don't get a voice, you don't get a say. It's the president and all of the prophets who get a say in the church, and that's because of their 1923 Articles of Incorporation. And if you're wondering why 1923, it's because Brigham Young's Articles of Incorporation were disincorporated with the Edmunds-Tucker Act. And so the church needed to reapply as they waited for everything to boil over and everybody to forget what they had done. And then so they emerged in 1923 as a criminal organization. Yay! And if you don't know what a criminal organization is, go watch The Godfather or some other show or series that goes over it. Sopranos, even. And for me, it was doing research at the end of 2017 as my bishop is telling me, no, take down your video advertising your new publication about the Book of Mormon being the official doctrine of the church. How dare you? Why are you coming to church? What? Excuse me? And I threw in an Abinadi reference. He was not too happy. And I never went back. I will not be extorted from my church attendance. I will not be silenced on what I know. And as a result, I researched church history. I said, okay, I need to figure out what's going on here. I'm hearing lots of stuff from critics and church historians, and the church is saying things that are all contradicting each other. What is the truth? Who was right and who was wrong? And so I did my own independent research. I went to school for this. I got the degree in it and did my own research. And so I know the difference between hearsay. Got a little bit of a win this morning. Hearsay and evidence that lead to facts. And what I found was that Brigham Young's a murderer on multiple fronts. He's just a bloodthirsty man. And I want no church that has to do with a bloodthirsty prophet. As the founder, yes, Brigham Young's the founder of the current church, not Joseph Smith. And as a result, I am an LDS critic, hardcore ever since, as I tried to warn all of you about that. Russell M. Nelson is doing a video this Friday. I'm looking at it here on the screen. It's one of the recommended things. It's from the Church of Jesus Christ, 16 hours ago. It says, on Friday, hear from a man of both science and faith. What? There's supposed to be one. Joseph Smith's understanding and concept of faith was science-based. That's why the science of agriculture is often used in scriptures to describe faith. The faith of a grain of mustard seed will liken the word unto a seed. But nonetheless, the church decided to go evangelical in 1923, mixing it with their incorrect understanding of Joseph Smith, as they tried to let people forget about Brigham Young and all he did, even though we still have it carved on stone and carved in bronze at Temple Square, an inverted pentagram. Talk about one remedy. Oh, a cure? For what? That can help, remedy that helps. Okay, I'm sensing a con here. The spiritual, definitely a con, and mental turmoil. Oh, yep, there's the con we face. See, he's coming up with a new cure for coronavirus. The spiritual and mental turmoil. If you forget, he caused it for Mormons. He's the leader of the church, obviously, and it's his job to protect the flock. All he had to do was say, hey, we got a virus coming. I contacted China because I speak Chinese. They told me how serious it is. We need to lock down. I'm shutting down the church until this passes over. Sound familiar? It should. He claims he is in the office of Moses. Nonetheless, and notwithstanding, he was slow to shut the church down. He allowed Mormons to get infected, which, when he did finally shut down, too late. People are infecting other people now. And coupled with Gary Herbert, coupled with the nation, coupled with the world. Recipe for disaster. Sure enough, Governor Herbert gets threatened by Nelson. Oh, we're only going to follow the local leaders as to when we're going to open, guys. Oh, it's all on the leaders. The leaders are the ones who will follow. Yeah, well, that kind of a pressure from Mormon leaders here in Utah resulted in everything being open too early. And the church, oh, okay, we're open, it's all clear? No, it's worse. Okay, we're opening church, we're being cautious, we're concerned about your safety. Bullshit. And as a result, it's worse. Especially after we sent the kids to school. I mean, dear God, it was just a bloody nightmare. and it makes me cry. Nicole Wallace does a segment at the end of her shows during this coronavirus where she goes over the lives of those who have died from coronavirus. She can only do 2, maybe 3 at most. And 2 days ago, Monday, her show brought me to tears. It was a little girl who purposely tried to make her mother wear her mask from the beginning. She took it seriously. And then she went to school, she got it, she's dead. And he wants to throw out spiritual mental bullshit as the leader of a church, as a man who has been in the field of science, hard science, not pseudoscience of psychology. And yet here he is mixing faith with psychology. There is no mental cure because there's no such thing as a mental illness. People are mentally and spiritually suffering because of what he caused to have escalated. And he has the audacity to tell us to have faith in Jesus and we'll be cured. Everything will be fine. All will be well. So yes, he's pissing me off and he's having me say words that I typically don't say on YouTube. So, yeah, the murder of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is why I don't want to be a part of it.